Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, Managing Partner, Levinson and Associates, Inc. With me today, we have Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President, and then, of course, Kevin Kilberry, our main developer of the Agency Automator platform. So I'm going to talk about a few things here before we jump in. First of all, this is the only month in history where we are averaging 2 to 3 live webinars every single week. So first off, I appreciate everybody taking the time. We have a record number of agents on with us today, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. We really appreciate. We know how busy your schedules are, especially in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon, so thank you for that. As usual, we try to maximize every minute of your time and, not talk about things that don't really matter or anything that won't help you build your practice one way or another. So we get it, okay? We kind of look at this as a Super Bowl commercial. We have, let's say, 45 seconds. We paid $1 million for this spot, and we want to make sure every second counts. So that's how we look at these training webinars. This one happens to be probably the most important webinar of the year, okay? In fact, could be in history. And the reason why is because this has never been done before in our industry. In fact, I don't think it's been done, period. But I know for a fact it has not been done in the insurance brokerage world. So we are very, very proud and honored to roll out officially the Agency Automator version 2.0 official iGenius platform. And, what does this consist of? I know you've heard us talk about and market iGenius and Agency Automator and the free websites and the scholarship program. And we have so many tools and technology that it could be a little overwhelming at times. But as long as you remember, Levinson is the company, right? We all know that. iGenius is kind of like the parents, right? So iGenius is the umbrella in the top of the pyramid that covers all of our tools, technology, and programs. So iGenius is the parent, and then all of the kids are these arms that are sticking out of iGenius, and that consists of the free website and the scholarship program and our proprietary E&O policy and our lead programs. It goes on and on and on and on. And to simplify everything, we came out with this infographic we're going to show you in just a couple minutes that talks about every single program, platform, exclusive products that are only offered by Levinson. And that simplifies everything because everything is itemized by number, and then it gives you a breakdown of what that tool is. So you can go back and say, okay, number 4 is the mortgage protection lead program. Tell me more, kind of thing. And it will explain to you exactly what that specific program is. And then if you want more information, you click a button and you get somebody live on the phone. So we make it very simple to understand. Now, this has never been done before, and the reason why, it's not rocket science, okay? In the brokerage IMO space, okay, and this is any type of insurance or annuities, what happens is, it's no secret, okay, the agent gets their commissions, and then there's typically a small override that gets paid from the carriers to us to basically service you and support you. The problem in the past, and most of our competitors are not willing to take some of that override, okay, and put it back into a sales platform. Either A, they build a platform and then they want to charge agents for everything, okay, so basically they become a software or technology company, which we are not and never will be. So either A, they're going to go down that route, or B, they're going to lower your commissions, okay, to 30, 40, 50%, whatever it is. So we are not doing either, and we never have. It's our mission to make sure that our agents are getting top commissions, okay, GA type commissions, plus full pass-through renewals, plus have all of the tools to most of our platforms and programs at no charge to you. Well, how do we do that? Okay, because I just told you what the roadblocks are, what our competitors are doing. So you scratch your head and say, well, how can they accomplish this, right? Well, it's very simple. So if you think about like a Costco approach, okay, how does Costco sell 10 boxes of Raisin Bran for $2 when Publix sells a box of Raisin Bran for $3? Very simple. It's all based on volume because they buy these huge crates and pallets of Raisin Bran, and because of their volume discount, they're able to charge the customer less. Same exact concept, okay? When we had 300 agents back in the 70s and 80s, no, we couldn't do this. Fast forward to 2018, we have over 14,000 agents named top IMO for 2017 by Insurance News Net magazine. Yes, okay, we can ride coattails and we can make sure that all of these tools are paid for and you still get top commissions because of our volume and size. It's that simple, okay? No secret sauce here. So, as you can see, we put a lot of time, resources, dollars into building out this platform. We've been talking about it for years now. So finally, here we are. We've released, little pieces here and there, but fast forward to today, we have officially the Agency Automator 2.0 rollout. So what does this include? It's a CRM tool, okay, that is life insurance and annuity focused. Never been done before. A website builder, okay, that is insurance and annuity focused, never been done before. This is the coolest stuff you have ever seen. We even have a virtual assistant available for the agent or agency that really doesn't want to put any time or effort into this. You can sit back, tell your VA exactly what you want to do or what calls you want him to make that day, and basically flip a switch. Your agency's on autopilot while you're out there selling and making the big bucks. So we have a number of options available to you. Most important, okay, the website builder and basic CRM tool is free. So if you're an active Levinson agent, this is free to you. Yes, there's a small hosting charge, okay, that's $10 a month for a CRM tool and full website with quote engines and lead capture, but we pay the entire cost, activation, monthly fees, everything for your website and CRM tool, okay? So you're gonna see all of the breakdowns, options, and in a few minutes, Kevin's gonna dive into everything, okay, and make it very simple for you to understand. I know there's gonna be lots and lots of questions, okay? So what we are doing starting next week, we're having 2 live webinars every single week hosted by Kevin, where that's your chance to dive in, ask questions. We have a support number, email, everything is available so you're not confused and we can make sure that you are up and running by next week, okay? So very exciting stuff here. I'm going to end with this and then Joe's going to take the wheel here. So real quick, as you're, and I know we have agents from all over the country and all different age ranges, different genders. There's no excuse, okay, to not jump on board with a website, with a CRM tool, with an email marketing tool, which, by the way, is all built in. There's no more excuse. And if you think about this for a second, I don't care if you're 19 or 79, okay, and I say this all the time, there's no excuse. Think about this for a second, okay? Years ago, let's say 20, 30 years ago, if you were a small company and you wanted to advertise, right, and market, you had to spend big dollars or have very deep pockets, okay? There was no, again, secret sauce or recipe behind this. Either you spent the money and got your message out there in the masses, or you didn't, okay? And if you think about it, that's why Doritos would always have these 30-second Super Bowl commercials, and they were always out there in the public eye. Well, these days, if you're a small no-name from the middle of Nebraska or Wisconsin or a small town in Illinois, there's no more excuse because of the internet, because of free marketing now, with social media, with YouTube. Everyone can get a chance to get their name out there at no charge. Anyone, and guys, if you can mute your phones, that would be great. I'm getting a little background noise. Anyone has an opportunity, right, to sit down tonight at the kitchen table and have your spouse hold up your iPhone or her iPhone, whatever the case is, and you can talk for 30 to 45 seconds or 2 minutes about why Index Universal Life is a great retirement alternative product, right? And then you can take that video clip, okay, instantly and put it on your YouTube channel and email it out to all of your clients and prospects and post it on your website, and it didn't cost you a penny. I would take the video and send it out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Get the message out there. If you're creative and you have a good personality, guess what? Okay, yes, you might start off with 2 or 3 followers, and then all of a sudden it goes to 10 and 50 and 100 and thousands. It just goes on and on and on. Yes, it takes time. Yes, you have to be persistent. But the point is, you don't have to be a Doritos anymore to get your message out there in the masses, okay? There's no more spending millions of dollars to hit thousands and thousands of prospects on the internet or through TV or any type of cable network marketing. Now it's free. So I encourage you to take a look at these tools, make sure you're comfortable, and jump in. We're here to help you. Jump on these live webinars. They're free for you. And in fact, this platform is free, as I mentioned earlier. So no excuse anymore. And you're going to see at the end, we have built this agency based on these methods since I first started over 20 years ago. That's how Levinson and Associates went from 300 agents to 14,000 plus. It's that simple. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes creativity. Yes, you have to be persistent and consistent and put some hours into it, but it works, and the proof is what you're looking at in front of you, that logo with the lion in the middle, okay? That simple. Okay, Joe's going to give you a quick 100-foot overview on Agency Automator. We're going to show you a couple of metrics that we put together, and then we're going to introduce Kevin, our feature presenter. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So one of the questions I get all the time is, hey, is this tool really necessary? Do I really need to do the research and come on board with the CRM platform? Because quite frankly, I've been doing the same thing since I started as an agent. I get that question all the time. So I wanted to go over just on the left-hand side here, a quick statistic, and then talk about the benefits of a CRM platform, because I think once you're done hearing what we're going to be covering today, and specifically what Kevin's going to go over, it's definitely going to be a no-brainer. On the left-hand side, if you look at some sales statistics here, 2% of sales are made on the first contact, and then towards the bottom, 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 20th contact. So having some sort of system that's in place to help you follow up, to reach back out, to kind of keep your name in front of your clients and prospects is really key. And a lot of times for a lot of agents, that just means writing something down on a sticky note or putting it on a yellow legal pad. And sure, does that system work? Yes, it might be okay, but we're way past that. Like Bill said, you need to evolve. You need to have a new system in place that's going to automate your entire practice. So the benefits of having a CRM tool, not only to keep your name in front of your clients, but to nurture that customer relationship, to reduce the cost and increase your profitability, and also to automate and organize your entire business process. So when we look at how this industry has evolved from, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, using only paper applications and using snail mail to deliver policies, to now having e-apps, drop tickets, and e-policy delivery with probably over 80–90% of all of our carriers, we as agents and as, of course, as an agency have to completely automate and organize the entire business process for us to be much more efficient, to increase that profitability, and to really reduce costs. So that's what a CRM platform can do. And I think when you look at some of these numbers here that Bill's going to go over, you'll really see the power and how just important all of this actually is. Bill, I can't hear you here. I think your phone may be
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so these statistics that you're looking at in front of you all came from the LIMRA lifehappens.org website. Okay, these are 100% facts. So if you're thinking to yourself, my book of business is mostly seniors and retirees, and they're not on this social media stuff or internet stuff or whatever the case is, you are absolutely incorrect. Okay, first of all, even though your client who just retired may not have a Facebook account, well, guess what? Their children and grandchildren, who they're going to refer you to, they're on the internet. They want to know, who is this Bill Levinson guy? And I want to check out his website and click About Us and see if he's established and how long he's been in the business. And I want to check out his social media pages to know who I'm dealing with, okay? They are out there. And I'll tell you this, and believe it or not, some of our older clients, okay, that are, let's say, retired 10, 15 years ago. Okay, my grandmother, for example, has a Facebook account. Okay, she's up and running. She's looking every day, and she loves her smartphone. So there's no excuses. Real quick, top left corner, 87% of clients said that they use the internet to research life insurance during the purchasing process, okay? Do you notice they didn't mention any age range there? That's all clients who purchased a life insurance policy. That's a big number. That tells us you need to have a website. You need to be out there in this whole internet world. The middle column there, 67% of all clients said they would not do business with an advisor who has an out-of-date website. Okay, make sure, even if you do have a website, that it looks nice, it's professional, that there's a picture of you and your family and everything is up to date and relevant, right? We know how that is. Think of it as like a brick and mortar storefront, right? You want to make sure that you don't have literally bricks lined to the ceiling and you have posters falling off and it's dirty and dusty inside. You want everything to look great, okay? Just like your website. And that's what we're about to show you in a few minutes. On the right side, 73% of clients said that they still want to meet with a financial professional before making a purchase. That's a big number, okay? So for all of those people that say, oh, the future of a life insurance agent is almost done because everything is online, and yes, it's online, okay? Yes, people are going to research and they want to know if Bill Levinson has a current social media page and website, but that number tells us they still want to meet with you over the phone or in person before pulling the trigger. So that's another important statistic. Anyway, we wanted to share those few things with you. Joe's going to talk about a few other bullets here, and then I'm going to introduce Kevin. Joe, you there?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So real quick here, I want to talk about, besides the statistics that Bill mentioned, just the benefits of having a website. So real quickly here, the first thing is you'll notice just how cost effective it is to start a website. If you rewind a couple of years ago, websites used to cost $500, $700, $800 to get started. This is really a really inexpensive tool to be able to have extremely cost-efficient advertising. Also, moving to number 2 here, you're going to be able to analyze your customer behavior. You're going to be able to get live feedback. Of course, the website is available 24 hours a day. I don't know of any other tool you can use that's available 24/7 unless you're, hiring staff that are going to work through the night. For people to be able to learn more about what it is that you do and the products that you offer. Also generating real-time customer feedback. When someone goes onto your website, they request more information or run a quote or even apply for a product, you're going to know in real time. So another great added benefit of having a website. Of course, you can cater to niche markets. The speed with which you can update and adjust the new website inside of Agency Automator is phenomenal. If there's a new market, new product that comes out and you want to update your website, you can literally do that in minutes and be able to cater to that niche market. Number 6 here, of course, building a business profile. Once you have that website, you can get listed on all sorts of free search engines and different retail websites to let customers know that you exist. So it's a great way to be able to develop that agency brand. Also adding value and satisfaction. There's nothing better than the client saying, hey, I had questions. I wanted to go and learn more about you, and they checked out your website. Now they know who you are and exactly what it is that you do. And of course, number 9 here at the top is targeting a wider market. So what's great about the website, like I mentioned before, you can update it in real time. You can target a specific group of people, or you can make it very generic, talk about life insurance as a whole or disability as a whole. A great way to kind of make sure you have an online presence and an online brand. So really one of the most important things you can do for your business is creating that website.
Yep, good stuff, Joe. So I think we're all sold here. We've seen enough statistics. We know the reasoning. Okay, I know a lot of people on this call already are up and running with a website. So now the next step is, great, how do I start this? I want to get up and running, and I hope everything is easy because I'm ready to go and I don't have much time. So without further ado, Kevin's going to take the wheel from here and dive into the entire platform. Kev?
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Joe. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, we're good.
All right, good deal. All right, well, welcome everyone. As Bill and Joe have told you, this has been, this is a whole new phase of Agency Automator. It's been up and running for over a year now, and we've spent the last 6 months making a lot of additions to the program that I'm going to walk through today. Now, we're not going to walk through them in tremendous detail because, as Bill pointed out, we've got the Tuesday, Thursday sessions that we've been doing on a regular basis. We're going to cover the Agency Automator with all of the upgrades starting next Tuesday and Thursday. In fact, the launch date for the Agency Automator 2.0 is officially Monday. So if you have an Agency Automator account today, you're not going to see any of the new features, any of the website in there today. You won't see it until Monday. But when you log on Monday morning, it'll be there. And then effective Tuesday and Thursday, you can come on and learn about it in tremendous detail. So we're really excited about all the changes. And just so you understand as well, Agency Automator is a platform that is a work in progress, meaning that it's more like a platform in progress. We've been adding to it, like you're going to see today with the 2.0 version, but there'll be many other versions that will come in the future. It's also not a perfect, software, and I've never found a software that was perfect. So there will be some bumps along the way that you may find and uncover, especially early on when you start using those. That's natural. We want to hear back from you. We want to get your feedback on both any bugs or any issues that you have with the program. You just fill out a support ticket inside your Agency Automator account or contact somebody at Levinson, and we'll be happy to put that into our loop and start to address it. And then also any ideas that you have on how we can make the program better. We're always interested in that. So let's get started. We got a lot of ground to cover here today. For those of you who are new to Agency Automator, I'm just going to do a really quick overview of what Agency Automator is today and what it's been for the last year. It is a CRM program where you can upload and send emails and manage your client data. So the CRM is only for your clients, so you can only upload client information into it. We have a CRM set of contact details where you can add in names, birth dates, you can upload files, you can put in tasks, notes, etc. It's not your typical insurance CRM. So if you're looking for an insurance CRM that's got a lot of specific detail with beneficiary fields and so on, then that's not our program, at least not today. We have added a lot of detailed information into it where you can put policy renewals and set reminders for them. So that part is definitely going to be evolving over time based upon your needs and your feedback. But right now, it's really more of a marketing CRM. So you could upload your clients, you could send them unlimited emails through the CRM. That's a really neat feature of the program. So you never have to worry about how many emails you could send your clients. There's no meter that's running like there is on the prospecting side, where you have credits that you need to have in your account to be able to send out campaigns. It's also got some really cool features like sci-fi, which stands for set it and forget it. So if you want to set up birthday and holiday campaigns for your clients, you can set them up one time and then they continuously run. If you had 100 people in your database and 50 of them had birth dates, then the system every day will look for those birth dates based on the month and the day, and we'll send out your birth date email. If you add new people to your CRM, then we'll make sure that we catch those people and send them a birth date in the future as well. So once you set it up, then you can forget it unless you wanted to change something. The prospecting program, this is really the part of our platform that makes HMC Automator unique. You can find a lot of CRM programs, like I said, some that are very specific to insurance, some that are more general, a lot of email marketing programs, but those programs only allow you to send emails to your clients or double opt-in. So you really got to have some pretty hard justification and documentation before that system will allow you to send to, a non-client or anybody in the database. And if you get too many bounces, too many spam complaints, whatever, they're going to bounce you off the system. The prospecting program is designed for all your non-clients. So if you buy a list, or if you have a list of mortgage leads that you got from Levinson, or really any list, a list of people that showed up at a seminar, and you have an email address for them, you can load them into the prospecting program and you can send emails to them. So it accommodates your own list, which is very rare. And then also we have a database, which is even more rare, where we have 28 million consumers and 6 million businesses. And you can choose from those based on search engine for location, age, like on the consumer side, income, net worth, even right down to their ethnic background. If you have, if you want to target certain ethnic groups, that is a target market for you, then you can go after that. And then on the business side, you can target by location, as well as, SIC codes, which is industry codes, titles, like all the CEOs, all the owners, the number of employees. So there's a lot of different selects in there as well. And so on the prospecting side, though, we do have a key item and a key exception that we make for any prospecting campaigns that you send out. We allow you to harvest any openers and clickers and move those into your CRM. And there's some tremendous advantages in doing that. One I talked about earlier, which is unlimited email sending. Because when you send out prospecting emails, you need a credit. So it's kind of like a cell phone plan where you have minutes that you used up each month when you make your calls, and then they roll over from month to month. That's the way our credits work. So every time you send out an email or you send out a campaign to an email address, then it's going to require 1 credit. But we only take that credit if the email gets delivered. And if you've been using any kind of email prospecting program, you know that when you're sending emails to people that don't know you, didn't expect to get your emails, you are not going to get all your emails delivered. You may get 20, 30, 40, 50% of your list delivered. Just depends on how many filters we can get through. But we don't charge you for the ones that bounce. So we're not going to penalize you for that. It's a real challenge nowadays to get emails delivered to non-customers. So we're not going to penalize you for the ones that we can't get delivered. We have a lot of professionally written content. So there's hundreds of different templates inside the program. We've got 6 different newsletters that you could send to your clients. So if you haven't been sending newsletters out to your clients as a touch point throughout the course of the year, you can do that now. So we've got retirement, business, taxes, all kinds of different newsletters that you can select from. We add new ones every quarter, and then we archive all the old ones. There's insurance articles in there. There's even a few video emails. And then there's a Levinson marketing library where Joe Lochran adds new ones all the time. And it's a little private gallery, which you would see under a private tab, so you can go in there and check out those. Reporting and compliance. So when you send out emails, they have to be compliant under the law, which is called canned spam. All of our emails are compliant. We add the required contact information, the required unsubscribe link. Somebody clicks on it, they're going to get blocked from that point forward. Everybody that uses the program agrees to our canned spam compliance agreement, which means you're complying with the law. So if you're going to send out these types of emails, prospected emails, you need to make sure that you get familiar with that. We have a little link down in the footer of every account that talks about canned spam. So make sure that you look into that. And then also we have all kinds of tracking reports. So we show you the delivery. So we show you how many got delivered versus bounced, so you know exactly how many credits are going to get deducted from your account. Anybody that opens an email, and just so you're clear, because some people get confused on this, but an open only registers in tracking when somebody views the entire email and all the images inside the email. So if you write an email that's just all text, you're not going to get a lot of opens. So make sure that you use one of our templates or put a few images in there so that if somebody is blocking images, they can unblock them and then it'll register as an open. Clicks is a click. Somebody clicks on a link, some URL link that you added into your email, it's going to show up. And we show you all the contact information that we have in our database, name, email address, phone number, etc. So you can export it. You can, if you want to take it to some other, some other CRM that you have, or if you want to just have that file, or you want to make phone calls, then it's there and available. Now, keep in mind though that on addresses and phone numbers, we don't check those. So once they get loaded into the account, if somebody changes their address, changes their phone numbers, then we don't update those on a regular basis. What we're looking at all the time though is the email addresses. So if an email address goes bad, we do take it out of our database when you send to it or when it's run through one of our verification systems. So just so you also understand, there is a process to our program. And the process is this funnel to start off with. When you're sending out CRM campaigns or especially prospecting campaigns, you're going to build your list, you're going to push it through the top of this funnel. As I mentioned before, some of them are going to get delivered, some of them are not going to get delivered. And then from that, you're going to hopefully have some openers, which we call suspects, some clickers, those people that clicked on your links, and then also some leads. And those leads are going to come from people that fill out a form on the website. So now that you're going to have a Agency Automator website available to you that's got a contact form, that's got a quoting form, then you're going to get real, web form type leads where people are going to fill it out and request information. And that's somebody you can take immediate action with. But don't overlook the openers and the clickers as leads. Those are the people that paid attention. I don't know about you, but I don't look at every email that I get in my inbox. In fact, I look at very few of them. So if somebody opens an email or clicks on a link inside of an email, that's a big deal. It never used to be as big a deal, but it's a huge deal now because those are the few people out of all the emails that you got delivered that paid attention to your message. So don't overlook those. In fact, what we want you to do with those is we want you to move those, and you can do this automatically inside the system, move them into the CRM. So we let you harvest them into the CRM. It's like fishing in a boat with a net. You throw the net overboard, sometimes you pull back that net, there's no fish in it. You throw that net over again, sometimes there's 10 fish in it. And those fish you throw into the bucket, and the bucket is the CRM. So always look at it that way, is that you're just out there fishing. If you've ever been fishing, sometimes you get skunked and you get no fish. It's just nothing happened that day. But that doesn't keep you from going out again and again and again, because you know that you're going to catch a fish. So look at prospecting, look at our system that way, and harvest those people right into the CRM and then continue to market to them through the CRM, because those are your best opportunities. And also, we're going to talk about the website now, but the website helps you drive or the email that you're sending helps you drive traffic to your website. When you get them to the website, if your website has got good content in it and you've done a good job of designing it, then hopefully those people will take some action. So getting them to click over to it that's a big deal. When they do it, you got to make sure that website's got some good content in it so that they can take action and become a lead. All right, here's our changes. And these are all going to effect on Monday. So unless there's a major disaster and something blows up, all of these are going to be available inside the program as of Monday, the 18th. So let's start off with the website builder program. So you've got an optional private domain. So it is going to cost you $25 if you want to use your own domain. So it's a one-time fee because there is some administrative work. So if you go to GoDaddy and you buy a domain, then you can bring that back to us and we'll spell out a process for you on the Tuesday, Thursday sessions to do this. You're going to pay the fee. Our administrative people are going to log into your hosting account. We're then going to change all the DNS records. So your website won't be a subdomain, off of our primary domain anymore. If you want to do that, then that's free. But if you want to use your own private domain, www.agentdomain.com, whatever your domain is, then you can do that. And that's where you get into, if you want to do any kind of SEO kind of work, if you want to have somebody work on kind of helping you get a good Google ranking, you need to have your own private domain in order to make that happen. Subdomains, you're not going to make that happen. So if you want to go down that road and you really want to try to do some SEO type work, search engine optimization type work, then you need to have your own private domain. We have customizable pages and subpages. I'm going to show those to you. We have changeable images on the home page that you can change out. we have a term life quoting page with a lead capture form. So the same CompuLife program that you have, term life quoting program that you have on the old Levinson website is going to be available here with a lead capture form. So it's actually going to be enhanced. So you can actually capture leads now. There's a video library, so we've got a bunch of videos in there that were on the or that are on right now the Levinson agent portal that we moved into your account. So you'll be able to start off with some videos that you can select from. And then we've got a couple things, actually a bunch of things that we're still working on. So calculators, article libraries about different types of insurance products. We're working on that, and that we expect in the next couple of weeks we'll have that added in. We're also doing agent recruiting. So those of you who have been using the Agency Automator Plus, a separate platform, it's on an older type of a software program. We've now incorporated Agency Automator Plus into Agency Automator. So you're going to be able to go in and do a search on agents based on location, license type, life, health, property, and casualty. You can exclude captives. There's all kinds of different search tools in that engine. FINRA, if you don't know what that is, those are securities reps. So if you have your own, if you have some broker-dealer relationship, maybe you're an OSJ and you're doing some recruiting in, for some broker-dealer, then we do have FINRA reps, which are securities reps that can sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc. There's some recruiting templates in there where you can pop in your own content, with your own message, your message to the agent, to try to recruit them. So we have the templates for you to start off with. And, the best thing out of all this is that, you're going to be able to save some money if you're an Agency Automator Plus client. And if you're planning on doing a variety of different types of campaigns. So you want to send an email out to your client to use the CRM. You don't need credits there. You want to send out a prospecting campaign to a consumer list or one to a business list. You're going to need prospecting credits. And now you can use those same credits that are inside your Agency Automator account to send out agent recruiting. So those credits are exchangeable amongst all the different databases and all the different campaigns. Virtual Assistant. So this was talked about earlier. Virtual Assistant is a real live person. So it's a individual who can build lists for you. So if you want certain criteria, you're not really comfortable or don't want to spend the time building a list inside of Agency Automator, you can just give them some direction. I want this location, I want this type of profile criteria. They can build your list. They can personalize your email message. They're not going to write your email message for you, but they will personalize it. So they'll put your headers in, your footers, they'll put your buttons and your links and all of that information into your email message. They'll also assist you with any CRM contacts. So if you want to set up, your birth dates and holiday emails, if you want them to add some notes into your CRM, for different contacts, then they can do that for you. There's also, and this is probably one of the most exciting features of it, they can also call. They can call your openers and your clickers. So if you don't have the time to make follow-up calls to the openers and clickers, from your prospecting campaigns, or if you want them to call your clients, like, hey, call all my clients and tell them I've got a big, seminar coming up next week, then they're going to have access to your account. They're going to be able to go in and at your direction, they're going to call with your script. Now we want to keep the script, kind of simple for them to start off with, but over time, as you continue to work with the virtual assistant, then you can continue to build on that. Once they get to know you, they get to know your business, they get to know, what your needs are. Like we've been piloting this program for a while. We had some decent results. It's still early on, but we've had some decent results. We do get bad phone numbers, because like I said, we don't verify phone numbers inside the database. So there'll be bad phone numbers. They're going to be people that have changed, their jobs, so they're no longer there. So that stuff's just going to come up. So just be aware of that. And if you have a list that you want them to call as well, then it's really what it comes down to is this is your assistant. So just like if you had an assistant in your office and you wanted them to do certain tasks for you, certain marketing tasks, as long as they fall within the tasks that we've trained them for right now, And then if you want to expand that and train them to do other tasks, then that's up to you. So we have different packages. So we try to keep the cost down for you, at least out of the gate. We've got 5 hours, 10 hours, and 20 hours a month. And the reason we did that is because normally if you go hire a virtual assistant, there's a certain minimum number of hours. So it could cost you several hundreds of dollars, maybe even $1,000 or more a month to hire a virtual assistant. But here, if you just want to use them for marketing, then you can take advantage of these plans that we have available that are at $10 an hour. And there's some real opportunities there for them to help you out. Now, if you're going to have them do calling, then only the 10-hour or the 20-hour plan will work, because at a 5-hour plan, believe me, they're going to burn through those 5 hours pretty quickly if they're doing any kind of calls. So just keep that in mind. If you want them to make phone calls as kind of their primary function, then the 10 or 20-hour or greater, because we can build other plans. You don't have to be limited to 20 hours if you need more than that. Then we'll work with you on that. Now the website builder program is got its own little interface, and inside that interface you've got a number of different pages, page tabs, and then each one of those you can personalize. In fact, let me just kind of jump out of this and go right into the program so you can see it better. So where it's located, and you may have noticed it already in the current agency automators, there's a personal website button. And if you try to publish a website, in the current program, you're not going to get very far because it doesn't work. Basically we turned off the old one while we were working on the new one. So the new one looks like this. You're going to come here to Home, Profile, Personal Website. You're going to see all these different tabs. So each one of these tabs represents a key functional area of the program, and also each individual page. And other than the home page, all of these pages you could turn off. And while the Get Quote page you're not going to be able to turn off either, but the About Us page or a message board or any one of these pages, if you don't want to display it, maybe you don't have a testimonial and you want to turn it off, until you can get your client to give you a testimonial, then you could just turn that off just by checking the box. But I'm not going to work through all this because I don't have the time right now, but I'm just going to kind of quickly go through it. You've got a couple different designs. Website 1 is really, it's a kind of a website that's still in process. So it's a little smaller website, a little smaller image, not as kind of robust as website 2. So I will recommend, in this kind of first phase rollout, that you focus on website 2. That's where I think you're gonna really like the design elements that are in website 2. So just FYI for you. But you're going to work your way through all of this, and what you're going to see here is you're going to see the ability, for example, on the home page to select an image. So you can select an image like the sailboat image is showing up here, but you're not limited to that image. It's really unlimited. So when you click on the image gallery, you're going to see that, and if you've been using Agency Automator, you know that when you go to build an email, we have an image gallery, and you could upload your own images there. So we have a whole bunch of images for each website design that you can select from. So you can scroll through here and choose a large, website image that's going to be kind of the main theme of your website, and you can select it. And when you select it, just click on it. Now, if you want to upload your own images, then there's an upload button here. You can go in and grab another image. You just have to make sure that, if you're going to be using website 1 versus website 2, that you make sure that you select the right size image. Because as I'll show you here in a moment, with website 2, it's a very long, very wide image, where on website 1, it's a much smaller image. So we'll kind of show this to you in more detail on the Tuesday, Thursday live demo sessions, but just kind of FYI for you. But what this does is it gives you an unlimited opportunity to change up your images. So if you want to change them up for different holidays, or if you want to change them up for different kind of key events, then you can go in and make those changes. So you just scroll through here, find the one that you want. I'll just select this one. And then you can use the little editor box down here where you can put in some information that you want to show on top of the image. And then there's a little drag and drop tool right here that shows up. So you can drag and drop this particular title that's in the editor wherever you want, inside of the email or inside of the website. Then there's a bunch of other tools in here, including tools that allow you to add subpages. And a subpage, of course, you see the top menu on a website, and then right below it, could be subpage 1, subpage 2, subpage 3. So you could add up to 5 different subpages under any, or not all, but most of these different website pages here. So you're just going to work your way through the whole process and just make all your edits. Now, by the time Monday rolls around and we kick this thing off, there'll be a video that will be available inside of the help area. So the video will do a complete walkthrough of how every one of these different pages works and how you edit it. And like I said, we're also going to cover it in detail on the Tuesday, Thursday sessions. So here's an example of what website 2 looks like. So on website 2, you're going to see the different tabs at the top. And each one of these tabs you can customize. So if you want to change, you don't like the title, of one of these, then you can change them. One of the neat things that we've also built into it is with the sub pages that I was mentioning, you could add all those different buy it now, different links and different pages that Levinson provides you. So if you have a medical gap insurance website where a client can go there and buy the medical gap directly, or they can run a quote, then you can add that unique web page. So all you're going to do is go into your profile, you're going to go into that tab, and then you're going to add in a subpage. And when you add in the subpage, you'll give it a title, you'll add a URL link in there, and then when you publish it, it's going to show up as a subpage under that particular tab. Okay? And then so when your client, when you send out an email to your client, maybe you're going to talk about the, maybe the lightning term or whatever product that you're promoting at that time, you can give them this link up here in the URL, use it inside of a button, use it as a hyperlink inside of your email, and then when they click on it, it's going to take them right to that appropriate page. So they can go in there, run their quote, or they can, buy the insurance directly. So all kinds of neat tools in here. There's even a message board. So, and some people like this, some people don't, but every single email message that you build and save inside of Agency Automator will show up here on this message board. So if you're sending out newsletters or different types of information to your clients, then every one of those is going to show up. So you do also have to kind of keep track of this. If you're going to use the message board and you've got kind of multiple messages that have been saved, over and over and over again as you've been sending them out, make sure you keep that clean, because every one of those, including all the duplicates, is going to show up here on this message board. The message board, the whole idea here is just to kind of let clients know about all the different messages that you've been sending out. So if you're sending out an email about IUL, to some clients, you're sending out another one, which is a newsletter, you're sending out another one about a different topic. The person that comes to your webpage can kind of see all of that. They can get up to date on all the different offers and different messages that you've been sending out, and they can just scroll through, and they can even click on the read more button under any one of these, and they can see what happens is it opens up a browser window, and they can see the entire message. So they don't have to squint, to see these small little thumbnails. When you click on it, it opens up inside of a browser window, and they see everything. And all the links that are inside that email are all active. So if they want to run a quote, they want to go to a web page that you had inside of your email message, then all they got to do is click on it, just like they had gotten the email in their inbox. Now, the other thing that's really neat and extremely important about the website, and every single one of your websites will include this, is a get quote page. And so I know you have a get quote page. Those of you that are using the old Levinson website, but here the person actually needs to fill out the form ahead of time. So they put in their information, their name, first name, last name. All of this is going to be required. phone number, and then they can type you a message. They click on the run quote. It takes them to the CompuLife quoting page that you have available right now. If you have the current Levinson website, they go ahead and put all their required information in there to run a quote. They click on the Compare Now button, and then it shows them the quote. So this is a real-time quoting website where they can go in, and once they're here, they can make whatever changes they want inside of this CompuLife quoting system. And then if they like what they see and they want to get it so that they can show it to a spouse, they can review it, all they got to do is click on this button right here that says email yourself this quote page. And then what happens is that you're going to get, as soon as they filled out that initial form with their name and all their contact information on it, you're going to get an email from us. So the system will send you an email, and it's going to look like this. So it's going to say, get quote lead. So you're going to get an email from us. It's going to say, hey, congratulations, and here's all the information that person filled out on their form, including any notes that they added in. When they clicked on that other button, once they've ran the quote, then they're going to get this message. They're going to get this message, and you're going to get a copy of it. So you're going to get two heads up. One, that somebody went in there and ran a quote. So, and if they then go one step further, and obviously there's some real interest there, if they email themselves that quote, then you're going to get copied on that as well. So if you get both of these, or if you get one of them, that's a lead. That's an opportunity to follow up with that person and make some contact with them. So all of that is built into every single website automatically. So there is no, you don't have to worry about getting the links added in. You don't have to worry about, any of that stuff with the Get Quote engine. It's all built in to every single account. So, with the website builder program is there to help you design a good looking and current website. You can spend a lot of money, as Bill and Joe have said, to build a really custom website with a lot of different pages and a lot of different tools in it, and maybe that's what you need, and if you need that with, libraries and all kinds of other things, archives, then, a website programmer, is your best resource for that. If you're looking for a marketing website that's got a lot of flexibility in it, gives you the opportunity to go in on the fly and make changes and publish and republish your site, with could be with different videos that you select, like here on the video page, you're going to see there's a whole library of different videos that are going to be in there that you can then select and prioritize inside of your website. And then when somebody comes to the video page, there's a little carousel here that shows them, whatever your number one video was, and you set the priority for that. So on your video page, you can set it at 1 to 5, and we're actually going to be expanding this so that you can show more videos in your carousel. But right now it's 1 to 5. So you can grab any one of the videos in here that you load yourself, if you have the embed code for, and there'll be a whole bunch of videos that are already preloaded that are what we call shared videos that are coming from Levinson. So when Levinson loads the videos in, from the agent portal, then you're going to be able to access those immediately, prioritize which one you want to show up first, second, third, etc. And then when you publish your website, that's how it's going to show up in this carousel. And then from there, all they got to do is click on it. Now, if you wanted to tee up a video about a particular topic or product that you uploaded or that you selected, then all you got to do is come in here and just change the order, so to make sure that that particular video for whatever you're promoting at that time shows up first. And then you can send this URL link off the top here to somebody through an email, either through your own personal email or when you send out an email campaign. And then when they come to this page, the very first video that they're going to see is the one that you prioritized, and they'll be able to get right into it. And so it's just a ton of different flexibility. I don't have the time to go through every bit of it, today, but make sure that you attend these Tuesday, Thursday sessions to learn more about it, and then be looking for that recorded video that we're going to put together as well. So let me move on to beyond the website, and let's move on to the recruiting part of the program because I'm kind of running short on time.
We got about 2 minutes, Kevin.
Okay, all right. So also inside the account, you're going to see on Monday, it's going to be a recruiting tab. And so if you are if you're signed up to do agent recruiting through Levinson, so, Levinson provides you all the tools that you need for contracting, back office, and everything. They make it super simple for you to recruit agents into your downline. And an additional tool that just makes it even that much easier, because the challenge with, having all of those tools is great, but, who are you going to be marketing to? So unless you have a database, unless you have a way to communicate to those agents, then you're never going to get out of the gate. So that's what Agency Automator is doing. By incorporating Agency Automator Plus into Agency Automator, you now have that tool. So you can click on Send Campaign, and just like we have in the prospecting and the CRM, there's a wizard. And the first step in the wizard is to build a list. So you're going to click on Agree and Continue. You'll see the agent database, the FINRA database. You click on it. You can select, so let's say I'm in California. I want to drill down and market to everybody in California that's got a life license. Now, if I wanted to, I could do a zip code radius, zip codes, phone area code search, and so on. So you got all these location criteria, and then you got license criteria. So when you select life, health, property, and casualty, you're only going to select the one that's most important. Don't select them all. Just select the one that's most important for the list that you're going to be building. And then you're going to select yes. You got another step down here where you can select birth year, gender, years in the business. Now, we don't have that on everybody in the agent database, but if that's important, then it's there. If you want to exclude known captives, and we have a whole bunch of known captives like Allstate, State Farm, New York Life. So if you want to exclude those to really get more to the independents, then you're going to click on exclude captives, yes. And then you could even exclude or include certain domains or certain email extensions. So like if there's certain domains that you can't market to or don't want to market to, those are agents in the email or in the database that have certain email domains like, newyorklife.com, then you can exclude those before you hit the search button. You click on search, you get a head count. Like with prospecting, we give you the opportunity to do the all available or the previously delivered open and clicked. And then you can select the full list or part of the list. Now, these lists don't go through the verification process, so you don't have to wait for them. Once you build a list and select it, then it's going to show up inside of, it'll pop up here. You're just going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it test right now, save it. And then when you go to select it, it's available immediately. So when you come here, you can come here, grab the list. From the next step, it'll show you how many are in there. If you have enough credits in your account, you could send it to everybody, or you could use a partial list. So if you only had 1,000 credits, you could start it at 1 and end it at 1,000. And then you're just going to work your way through this whole process, just like you do when you're sending out a prospecting campaign. It's the same process, including the build email step is exactly the same as prospecting. All the tabs in here are exactly the same. You'll notice there's a recruiting tab. Maybe you haven't noticed that before, but we have one here. You can come here to recruiting or agent recruiting or marketing recruiting, select the recruiting template, take a look at it. You can view it. If you like the way that it looks, then you can select it. And once you select it, then you can start to add your content in. So again, if you're familiar with Agency Automator and sending out prospecting campaigns, for agent, it works exactly the same. And then we even have our own tracking area. So once you've sent out a campaign, then if you've scheduled it, or if it's been sent and archived, and you're looking for the delivery and open and click data, then all of that's going to be here, which is, again, is exactly the same as prospecting. So just think of it as a whole nother database that you now have the option to send campaigns to. Just make sure that, don't send emails to agents that are not relevant. You have that database available to you, but if you're not going to be recruiting those agents, or making offers to them to recruit them, then do not use the agent database. That's what the prospecting business database or consumer database is there for. Okay. All right, let me kind of work my way through here. You'll see all the new pricing inside of the program, but we have frozen your price. If you're a current Agency Automator user and you've got a 1,000 credit plan or 5,000 credit plan or whatever, then your price is not going to change. If you're a new user coming in, then there has been an increase in the price to account for the hosting of the website. So, because you get the website, you get the recruiting program, all of that is built in. So you're going to see these new pricing options inside of your account. And as Bill mentioned, there's just a $10 fee. So it's basically you're getting, if you just want the website, then you're going to get the website for $10, and you're going to get a complimentary CRM. So, but in the CRM, you're only going to have up to 100 contacts. So it's a small CRM, but it's got all the same functionality as all the other, any other part of the CRM. So you can send, unlimited emails to 100 of your clients and still use the website. So if you want to go, with just that, then that's going to be available to you. If you want the regular Agency Automator, which does include the prospecting, the website, everything, then you can pick whatever plan is appropriate based on the number of CRM contacts and also prospecting credits. And then, of course, you could always buy additional prospecting credits because, especially if you're going to be sending out different types of campaigns, prospecting, agent recruiting, et cetera, then you're going to need credits to make that work. Also, don't forget about the $25 reimbursement. That still applies. So I'll let Joe and Bill talk about that in more detail as we wrap up. And so this is just information that we've covered already about the virtual assistant. But I just want to give you a quick little heads up that when the virtual assistant makes calls, this is what they've been trained to do. They're trained to call your openers and clickers and determine if that person is interested in talking to you. Haven't been trained to go into great detail about products. They're not licensed to do that. So over time, if you want to continue to work with them, there's still, you have to stay out of that licensing realm, so they can't, get into details. But if you want to train them, you want to change the follow-up script, you want them to never leave voicemail messages, whatever, your particulars are, then that's between you and the virtual assistant to work out. But this is just a general script. Now, all of this stuff that we have in the PowerPoint that I'm kind of flipping through, Bill and Joe will make available to you, and you'll, of course, be able to go in and watch the recorded video as well. Now, the virtual assistant part, when you're ready, or if you're interested in virtual assistant, everything starts with an orientation call. So you don't just push a button to start the virtual assistant program. You have to go through an orientation process. If you're a current user of the program, then the virtual assistant needs to know, what you've done, what kind of results that you've had, what direction you're going in, types of messages you've sent out. If you're new and you just want to get started, then they need to know all of that as well. They need to know what kind of list to build, what kind of template you want to use, and so on. So all of that gets covered in that orientation call, and the virtual assistant will then take it from there. They're going to, continue to work with you on a game plan that meets your needs. Like I mentioned, don't forget about these Tuesday, Thursday sessions. That's where we're going to get into detail. So we're probably going to run a little bit long, for the first Tuesday, Thursday session. So they'll probably run a little bit longer than an hour because we got a lot of stuff to cover. And we will be expanding these Tuesday, Thursday sessions in the near future to pick up at least another day out of the week, so that if you can't make a Tuesday and Thursday, we'll probably throw in a Wednesday. Now that we've started to incorporate, or have incorporated Agency Automator Plus into one platform, you're now going to, we're really covering everything, in one demo session. So let me hand it back to you, Bill and Joe.
Yep, good stuff. Okay, I know we ran a little bit over, so I apologize for that, but we had a lot of information to cover. So real quick, how to get started. We are sending out a thank you email to everybody that was on today, and we'll have a registration link. And then, of course, we're starting the live webinar trainings next week Tuesdays and Thursdays, like Kevin mentioned. It's so important to make sure you're on those, because that's where you're going to get a chance to ask all of your questions about the website builder, CRM tool, virtual assistant, all of the moving parts. Just want to explain real quick, and then we'll end the call. Joe, if you can go to the last slide. Okay, perfect. Okay, so real quick, all of the pricing that you just saw, that's unheard of. I mean, you know, first of all, the basic package with a website builder and your free CRM, so we pay for everything. That's a $10 hosting charge per month. Everything else is taken care of, no gray area, no nothing. That's just to cover our internal fee of hosting. We pay for everything else. So the first package up from there includes 1,000 prospects every month, okay? So if you're writing at least an app per month and you're active with us, then we pay for the entire $25 fee every month, okay? So it's that simple. Now, once you start getting over that, if you notice the pricing was still unheard of. I mean, we're talking $35, $50, $100. I mean, it's very, very inexpensive to include all of those parts. So we still pay for most of the fees that are included in that platform. So this is a huge benefit, and I encourage everyone, at least at the very minimum, have your website up and running and your CRM tool. It's free. There's no reason not to, okay? And then once you get your feet wet, then you can jump on one of the trainings and then even buy a bigger package and start prospecting to thousands and thousands of clients out there. So this is an awesome opportunity for everyone. If you have agents under you, you can send them the video. We'll include it in today's thank you email, also with the custom domain. So obviously, everyone gets a free site and CRM, and what's included in that is that subdomain where, yes, it's still going to be your own domain. It'll be called, let's say, Agency Automator / Bill Levinson. And then if you want to buy your own domain, there's a one-time $25 fee, and then you can call your website, you know, BillLevinsonInsurance.com or whatever you come up with. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. But again, leverage these tools and resources. This is a great leg up. And if you are, and I'm going to say this very black and white and clear, if you do not have at the minimum a website and a basic CRM tool where you're keeping your name in front of your prospects, you are sliding backwards. I promise you. I can't say it enough. We're going to end with this. Sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's overwhelming and draining, but you owe it to yourself to reach your goals. Go out there, put your right foot forward, and make it happen. Have a great rest of the week, a good weekend, great selling. Take care. Thank you.